Um,
Switch copies.
but yeah, I think without further ado, we are good to go ahead and get started. Also, thank you, Charlie Lassa, for following us tonight. You are given a hero point that you can give to the player or game master of your choice. So if you want to enter that into chat, I will. I'll see who you want to give it to. Meanwhile, or last time on Guardians of Haven, I almost said Netherwar again.
Wow.
What is wrong with
I
these
mean,
It's even
that is
written in
the
front of you.
characters you're designing encounters for. So,
Well,
Yeah.
it's not just my mouth; it's my brain that's confused. Good to know.
yes, yes.
Last time on Guardians of Haven, our heroes went with the mysterious Thnks to go and try and rescue Eric and try to rescue Astaria and stop the evil overlord Daedalus from the horrible plan he had at the Robot Forge. They headed over to an island just off of the coast of Starhaven that is currently being developed by Citizen Sun Ren and a group of the Imperium loyalists in Starhaven, which is where Thnks had stashed Eric after he rescued him from the street that our heroes dumped him on.
Okay.
And now this music talk crap is now Islands in the Sun is playing in my head because
Everything's a song lyric.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
As
That's where
opposed
we
to
are.
Islands in the
it-
Stream.
it's like a bad Elvis movie. Everything is singing.
Everyone is singing. Everybody is rockadoodle.
Oh no.
That's the game I want to play.
Yeah.
But they were given Eric by Citizen Sun Ren, and Thnks noticed how uncomfortable Aelin was associating with members of the Stellar Imperium, so Thnks said, "Go on ahead, I'll catch up with you," and seemingly murdered all of them after the group turned their back. Possibly in an effort to get into their good graces, possibly in an effort to clean up loose ends. We'll never know. Our heroes then brought the mind-controlled Eric back to Auguris and Gruck to keep an eye on and try to keep him safe while they went to rescue Astaria and deal with the Daedalus problem. They managed to sneak across town without too much difficulty, all the while hearing the ongoing civil war breaking out between the Aegis forces and a number of alien first groups. So there was a lot of fighting going on. They made their way to the Robot Forge, under which they found Daedalus hanging out in his Omega Buster armor. Flynn and Thnks went down as a distraction to keep Daedalus' attention on them, while our other heroes took the stairs down deep into the depths of the Robot Forge to try and get the jump on him. A big fight broke out. The only people who lost were the Catwalks and Thnks, as our heroes broke the Catwalks to dump Daedalus and his powerful armor into the scalding blue liquid at the base of the forge, and Thnks himself was staggered by Daedalus and then killed by a robot off screen. And our heroes left the scene hoping that their dipping Daedalus in molten fluid was enough to stop him. We rejoin our heroes as they come back to street level. And the war in the streets seems to have come to a standstill as you emerge from the depths of the Robot Forge. You do hear the voice of Deputy Director Francois Yassine's resonant bass echo through the streets. He says the crisis is under control. Aegis and Unison personnel have quelled the uprising in the Central District, thanks to assistance from a fresh wave of Daedalus' robots and the peaceful mediation of the Children of Chrysalis. Curfew is in effect until we can apprehend the final pockets of criminal activity. A reward of 100,000 credits has been offered for information leading to the capture of public enemy number 1, the crew of the Marion. They are still at large and should be considered incredibly dangerous. We will maintain control of the city until peace can be restored, at which time we will return the city to its rightful owners.
Fuck that noise. We're worth way more than that.
Feel insulted.
We are a bit insulted. 100,000 credits for all 5 of us?
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Not for your
Yeah,
heads,
100,000
just for information leading to your arrest.
That's still...
That's not a lot.
We think it is a lot for some people that would be very willing to up their standing. We should get off of the we should get out of sight as quickly as possible. Aelin goes to move quickly and does not. She looks like she took a bit more of a beating than was initially seen, as both of her sisters come and kind of prop her up. They each grab an arm and kind of prop her up and say, yeah, we need to beat feet. Come on.
Aelin, I could perhaps offer you some assistance with your injuries, though it will only be temporary.
We just need a little bit of time. Let's get out of here before anything else happens.
Where are we going?
Treehouse?
Yes, I suppose we can go back there.
Well, we need to get Eric, right?
Yes.
And eventually take these two to go see if we can get them, well, sorted.
And we do need to talk to our third highness. Do we not? As she looks at Astaria, Alara, Ursa, Astaria, Alara, Ursa.
I wouldn't call her that, but yes, we do need to talk to her.
Astaria also seems a little woozy, seemingly beat up a little bit more than she initially let on.
Nope. Let's hasten our exit. Try to stealth our way back towards an entrance where we can get back to the treehouse.
Excellent. I'm going to ask for a group stealth check.
Oh Lord.
Which is a
Oh, no.
new variant rule being introduced in the Omniversal variants on the Mutants Masterminds Patreon.
Ooh.
The way it works is each of you is going to make a stealth check. I have a DC in mind, and as long as more than half of you succeed, the group will succeed at the lowest degree of success.
Interesting.
Along with the best degree of success. Huh?
Here we go. 20. That's not
Good.
bad.
It's not bad.
God damn it, Chimera.
Perhaps I should not have morphed into tinfoil and make crinkling noises on the floor. I'll spend a hero point.
Chimera, look out for that pile of drums.
What is happening?
Who left all these symbols out here?
Oh, not perception. Sorry, wrong skill. I wish I had that kind of stuff. Well, that's a 22 because it's a hero point reroll. So take that.
So, say technically.
God.
Technically.
No technicallys.
Yeah, just settle down over there.
Mine is garbage, so I'm gonna spend a luck point if I can.
Man,
and-
it's gonna be that kind of night. I can
yeah,
tell.
apparently.
No, we're just getting all the bad rolls out of the way.
I mean, you
You
rolled a
hope.
16, a 17. I guess there's an 8 in there. Okay.
That was me.
I rolled a 3, and
Ooh.
even with my bonuses, that still is garbage. 23 is much better.
23 is much better. All right.
That's
so
closer to what I should have.
let me double check. There's 5 of y'all. Let me roll for Astaria too.
Hey, like how we're getting sunk with these NPCs that no stone.
Says the
you,
walking.
Phoenix doesn't
Says
have
the
stealth.
walking. The walking drum set over here.
I forgot to morph into memory foam before I started stealthing. Shit.
Shit.
Oh my god.
I can't even.
Well, that's what I get for talking shit.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are 6 of you. 1, 2. You know what? 3 of you managed to succeed, so the group is able to succeed with no additional degrees of success. The DC we were looking for was 20, so 3 of you managed to skate by on 20. But yes, you will be able to make your way across town. Do you guys want to narrate what it looks like as you're keeping a low profile, staying away from patrols, and finding your way into the sewers again?
I would add this to our bit. It's not just the patrols that we are keeping a low profile away from. Aylin would be doing her best to guide the group away from areas where the most downtrodden and absolutely in need of something like that reward and have nothing left to lose would be, because she doesn't want them getting in a fight with the group and losing, and B, she doesn't want them to be overwhelmed by large numbers of individuals trying to collect on that bounty.
That's good looking out, Aylin, because you do notice anybody who crosses your path does sort of give you a look. And you get the distinct impression that the city is sort of rising up around you, trying to press down and keep you imprisoned.
Those of you just learned the game at home might pay attention to the fact that my off-the-cuff remark would have actually been smart if I'd used shapeshift to enhance my stealth instead of sucking at rolling. So make a note of yourself. Use them powers. Yeah.
Oh, the
It would have been
variable
glorious. Would have been a +10 on my stealth.
Chimera's got a stealth mode now.
That's right. I have stealth phone. It's all good.
Stealth foam.
Excellent. Okay, so you guys are able to get underground and get back into the treehouse, where you see that Ogris and Gruck currently have Eric laid down on a table while Gruck is running this weird sort of ad hoc jury-rigged machine together over his brain, seeming to scan his mind for something. They look up at you and they say, "You guys are back again."
Have you made any progress?
Well, I can say well and fully that his eggs are scrambled.
Is that a technical diagnosis?
Well, I didn't go to 8 years of Space Goblin school to not give technical diagnoses. This is out of my expertise to fix, but I have been working up a machine that I think could help. It's a virtual reality memory device reclamator.
What does such a machine do?
Well, if I can get somebody with similar memories to him to put the other helmet on, we could start to rebuild memories together.
I have similar memories, at least up until a point.
Yeah, I can load you in there once I get the machine up and running, and we could try to at least factory reset him to the last time you interacted with him.
And what about after that point?
I can only ply with stuff that I can find. So I'd have to find somebody else who knew him during whenever. How long ago was it that you interacted with him?
Oh, it was years ago. Well, I guess how long ago was that, Alara, that we tried to escape?
Oh, well, calendars are weird at different planets.
It was 12 days ago.
Which on the moon, I think it's,
Nice.
oh god, it's been between 8 and 12 months, I think. I don't think it's been over a year since they actually made their escape, especially if Lady Lunar is just getting to Starhaven now.
Yeah, so it's really just how long were they frozen in between the first escape and then the last escape? Not very long, probably.
Well,
Maybe a year then.
we know someone who has more recent memories with him.
Astaria sort of looks kind of sheepishly at Ursa.
Ursa has the most just feral look on her face. I don't know that we want to give him those memories.
Well, it may be more helpful to get more recent memories.
Oh, yes, to get the memories of him being forced to love someone that he has no idea who she is.
Well, I was more thinking of Lady Luna's current tactical abilities, but also, they're just more... They seem practical, I'm sure we can build a base with you, and then perhaps
You know what? It
switch
seems
to
like you guys
Astaria.
need to have a talk about this, so I'm gonna go work on the machine. While you do the
We
sister thing, because this is none of my business.
We suggest setting up a player 2.
Well, Astaria, I feel that now is probably the best time to explain yourself.
I wish I had more of an explanation, but I just sort of woke up a couple days ago.
Just woke up. You have no memory before a couple days ago?
Just the cryo chamber and my mother's face.
Who was your
Don't-
mother?
Insert Ursa Noira's mom's name. Lady Lunaria.
That's
not what it is.
not it!
Suddenly he's from the West End. It's not good. Sorry, she's from the West End.
That's not a name. No.
It's the freaking bat.
No, that's impossible. She only had 2 children.
She only had one child.
You're severely mistaken.
No, I remember clearly. I remember being young in the palace, and I remember my coronation, and I remember our aunt busting in and killing everyone.
Your coronation?
That's quite impossible.
It was the announcement that I was to be the next queen of Farside when our mother passed.
Your coronation?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I am the rightful heir to Farside City.
Ursa is just
Obviously,
gonna step back and let Laura take.
obviously, Lady Luna still has some hold over you, or has altered your memory somehow.
I think she's done that to each of us. I can feel her in both of your minds.
Yes, we know about that, but that's all Moonstone related and will be dealt with soon. But
Do you know where my
as to the
moonstone is?
incidents, you know, I'm starting to see what it's like to talk to me. Your Moonstone, really?
Yes, it was broken in my attempted escape.
Oh, well, Laura, her attempted escape.
Yes, I noticed. That's what she
And so-
said.
Wow,
Strange, really.
so strange. Well,
Because-
we need to get to the bottom of this because your memories are our memories, but combined.
How long
Eric.
ago was this for you?
How long ago was what? Which part?
How long ago were you frozen? The first time.
We were young. It was just right after, well, only a few months after the coup.
How old do you think you are?
Hard to tell, chronologically or as we have actually aged.
Chronologically.
Oh, we don't have a calculator on me.
40, maybe 50 years?
Earth years, yes.
Earth years.
I'm almost 150 in Earth years.
Wait,
What?
how?
That's how long
And
Lady
you-
Lunar has ruled over the moon.
No.
No, it's not.
It's
What
been
year do you think it is?
It's 20x appropriate year that it's supposed to be. I think it's 2020 now in Uspeptu terms.
We may have hit 2021 by now, yes?
Maybe? I don't know.
If we're using Earth years.
It's hazy.
Ask again later.
It's the Magic 8 Ball episode.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Watson? I am starting to be concerned that maybe she's from one of those other universes that he was always telling me I was from.
Watson
Oh, you
will
know,
bubble
that's,
up.
yes. Watson, can you do a scan of sorts to see if the story is from our universe or a separate one?
Well, of course I can. I'm an expert in knowing when somebody is a multiversal variant.
I don't know if
He
you're
looks
being
at Ursa.
serious.
Yes, but an actual answer, Watson.
Do you have a moon apple?
A
You
maple?
can. What for?
It's vital for the test.
I don't know. Ogres, do you have any maples around here?
I've got hot pockets.
Will that work, Watson?
No, I need a maple. And he'll
Oh.
go over to Toasty, and he puts down Toasty's little slot thingy. And after a couple minutes, a maple will pop up out of Toasty's body.
Toasty, you're brilliant.
What's happening?
Everyone's having an existential crisis.
Okay, so you've got your fruits. Can you do the scan?
Watson walks over, or hovers over to Astaria. He puts the maple in her hand, and he steps back. And his little optic receptors narrow. And he begins making a router noise. And Astaria is holding the apple in one hand, looking at it, and looking at Watson, and looking at the two of you, like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Just hold on. Give him a moment.
What's this robot's name?
It's Watson.
Watson, what am I supposed to do with this? Hold, please. And he,
Alara's like tapping her foot impatiently at this point.
and he takes the apple and he hovers over and he hands it to you, Alara.
Yep, she'll pick it up.
And he skitters away from you a little bit. His optic receptors narrow again, and he looks at you and makes that router noise again. For 15 minutes.
Oh my god, Watson.
Is there anything you're doing during those 15 minutes?
You've got mail.
Aelin is just kind of looking at. She spends a couple of minutes looking at the triplets, then looking at Captain Flynn and Chimera, and then going over to see what Gruck is doing about and trying to get him to install a player too.
Gruck looks like he was working on the machine, but now he is looking at this farce happening across the room.
Flynn
We
backs away
should-
slowly.
We should be focusing on an actual solution rather than whatever it is Watson's doing.
I think that robot's insane. Can robots
But
be
I've
insane?
been saying.
We would think so, yes. We've
Since day
spent
one.
enough time with them.
If I were to assist you, Gruck, could you maintain your focus on the technical difficulties at hand?
Are you being passive aggressive right now, Grey Guy?
No, I'm simply attempting
Aggressive.
to. That is a negative, Captain. And I am simply attempting to maintain efficiency.
I didn't know you had sarcasm programmed in you.
That was not sarcastic.
It felt a little aggressive, pal. Here, take this
Apologies.
hydro spanner and go over there and put this in here. He hands you a couple of like weird bits and bobs.
Okay. I will do my best to keep the work moving forward.
And yeah, both of you, with you keeping him on task, you're able to start getting player 2 installed and get everything working and up and running. And after the 15 minutes is over, Watson will come and take the maple away from Alara, and he will tentatively bring it over to Ursa. And then when she gives him that look, he will put it away.
So, Watson, any results?
You're all from the same universe. But I don't know necessarily if it's this universe.
Watson, obviously it's this one. First off, you sure it's same one? You sure it's not? You know, there's no difference between the two, and that she's the ruler of some other far side that's not mine.
He rubs the maple on his breastplate and he looks in the reflection. He says, "No, you have identical organ placement."
Is that what you were scanning? I thought it was more complex than that.
No, that's not the only thing I've been scanning, but that is one sign that you are from the same multiverse.
You know, maybe we should ask Daedalus, the real Daedalus, when we find him. I'm sure he's had all sorts of...
Are you willing to give me a
Obviously.
blood sample?
Why?
Then I could date your atoms and see whose atoms are older.
If it will settle this,
Yeah, Ursa will hold out her arm.
or Captain, what was your idea?
Well, I was just gonna throw out the idea that the two of you actually merge at some point in the future, travel back in time, and that's you from the future past version. At least that's what I got from watching telenovelas.
You know, I kind of like that idea, Captain.
Watson's eyes open wide, like I hadn't considered this possibility.
I have never hated an idea more than that. I do not want to merge with her. She's crazy.
Well, no, you're merging with me, but we turn into her, according to the idea.
That's worse. I don't like her.
Very well.
Obviously,
Watson, take this.
But obviously explain why Eric likes her. Or liked her.
Eric doesn't like her. He was being forced to like her.
Do you know that for a fact, Ursa? Says Watson, unhelpfully.
His favorite.
Yes,
adverb.
because when we were in that stupid thing where we saw visions, my vision was of them, and he was in pain because of being forced to do the things that he was doing.
Yes, Astoria, why did you do that? Was it just control, or...
I was not in control of my own actions.
Are you now?
I believe so. I do not feel our aunt's presence. And I withstood the damage she attempted to do to me when she left. Similar to how she left Eric. Although his mind is not as mighty as ours.
No, but we still need to do something for him. Watson, you can take that blood sample if you need. So, you know, we could get this all settled.
Perfect.
As to who's ruler of what and all those, you know, petty details.
And Laura, what will you do if she is older?
That's...
Watson sticks you.
Perfect timing.
And he'll go over, he'll pull out another syringe and he'll stick Astaria, and then he'll take another syringe out and stick Ursa. And he will take the three of them and he will put them in his mouth.
Huh. What is wrong with this room?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have asked him.
Maybe we should ask
Programming.
Toasty. Toasty knows all.
Toasty sends you a heart eyes emoji on his screen.
Love you, Toasty. It's an ugly heart.
Watson's whole frame shakes and rattles as he does the test on the blood samples inside of him. And he opens his mouth and a long list of paper comes out to showcase that the three of you are genetically identical and that Astaria's atoms are about 100 years older than your atoms.
But that doesn't make sense.
So,
Are we the clones?
no.
Astaria looks at the two of you and says, I think you are clones of me. And I think Lady Lunar diluted my power thinking that she could put you through the same situation that I went through in order to turn you into more perfect assassins for her. Or agents.
This No, this is ridiculous. Like, the captain's idea makes far more sense, frankly. No, I'm sure. Perhaps. Well, your atoms. So you must be. Okay. Lady Luna put false memories inside of you, and then those just stuck around after you broke your connection with her. You know, because you're so used to them, because you had them for so long. Maybe you're just, older than us, obviously, because bloody Watson said so. But I'm sure there's some other explanation here.
And Astaria sort of demurely nods and says, "Whatever you say, Alara. I know it's a lot to digest."
No, it's all digested quite easily. Uh, well, since that's sorted out, perhaps we should focus on other things. Yes, everyone?
Player 2 may be ready.
Gruck comes between Chimera's legs and finishes wrenching the last little piece into place. And he looks up at Chimera, looks back at the group, and says, "Well, I think it's as ready as it's going to be. What do you think, big gray guy?"
I concur with your conclusion.
Big guy, will you bring over Eric and sit him down here? He
Sure.
slaps his little green hands up on the table.
All right. I will carry Eric over, place him properly in the apparatus.
Thank you, Calvin. I just got their names.
No worries.
And Gruck will come sort of quietly over to Ursa and say, Are you sure about this? If you need a minute, you can take a minute. You don't have to do this right now." I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
I can.
Yes.
I'll do it.
Do you want to go in by yourself first, and then after we hit the wall, do you want me to bring her over, or he might be okay not getting that other year of memories.
I suppose that we'll play it by ear, and Ursa will sort of just absent-mindedly go and sit in the chair.
And Gruck will sort of look at all of you like,
Yikes.
I'm uncomfortable.
You sure you don't want some help in there?
Yes, I'll be fine.
And Gruck will put the helmet on you and say, all right, we'll see you on the other side. And he'll push the button.
Throw the lever.
And
And I die, and now I play as Astaria for the rest of the game.
No.
Wow.
sorry, Kat, I was trying to level up my evil game master badge. I had to earn enough points. But you feel your mind sort of collapse in on itself, and you feel this sort of small projection of yourself float up into the helmet and into this long psychoscape that passes all the way through this weird twisting tunnel until you find yourself inside the bombed out remains of Eric's mind. Sort of looking around, you get this distinct cold feeling that passes over your body as you look around and see that all of the sort of psychic projections that form his mind palace have been completely shattered and left in big piles of debris across the sort of gray electrical plane of his brain.
Okay. She will walk forward and try to find any remaining presence of him, pretty much.
Give me a perception check.
Hold on. I'll spend a luck point. Oh my god. 18.
With an 18, Ursa, as you're sort of scanning the horizon looking for any sign of life, you do see the sort of faint astral image of Lady Lunar looming on the far horizon. She's kind of transparent, made of this weird sort of indigo blue violet. And she has a small boy in her hand. There's a small boy holding her hand next to her.
Let go of him.
And she makes this sort of wicked sneer at you, and she throws the boy down in the dirt. Says, "Niece, if you're looking to play with him, he's already pretty destroyed, but I know how you like playing with second-hand toys."
Get out of his mind.
This isn't a mind. This is a wasteland.
Well then, leave. There's nothing else for you to do here.
There is one thing left for me to do here. And she raises her hand and she is going to try and take over your mind. I need a will save, Ursa.
Mm.
Mm.
25. That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's on the board, Steve. It's on the board. With a 25, you feel her presence slam into your mind, but whatever rage or trauma you're feeling, you're able to steel yourself and repel this spectral form of her. And she sort of looks back, a little surprised to see how resilient you were. And before she dissipates, she will say that you have been spending too much time with your sister, Astra.
Get out. Now.
And she disappears, leaving
Ursa will
a
over to
sobbing
me.
toddler looking up at you.
We'll run over to the toddler.
And his poor face is all bruised, and his clothes are all soiled in the muck and mud of his brain. And he kind of looks up at you and says, "Who are you?"
My name is Astra. Your name is Eric, correct?
Yeah, I'm Eric.
You're very important to me, Eric. We're gonna help you.
I'm not important to anyone.
You're important to me. Yes. We're gonna help you. We're gonna fix you.
If I was important, why didn't you come help me?
Round.
You cut out there for a second, Kat. I didn't hear you.
I didn't know that you were still around. I would have been there in a heartbeat.
But I told your sister I was there.
Calvin. You what?
When you left me, I told her to come get me.
She didn't tell me that.
She doesn't tell you a lot of things.
Well, we will deal with that later. We're gonna fix you now.
I just want to go home. And he sort of looks despondently out across the shattered wasteland of his brain.
I will start doing whatever I feel that I need to start doing to help rebuild his mind. If I can.
Awesome. I'm going to let you narrate what that looks like as you spend the next hour or so going through different memories with him.
So as I'm almost like just telling him stories like you would to a child at like a campfire, where I'm just sort of narrating his life as I've known it and what I've experienced with him. And I like to sort of think that as I'm telling the stories, there are like structures around us sort of being rebuilt and coming to life. Obviously, it's still not perfect by the time I'm done, but it looks a lot better than it did.
Damn. And as you get through various fundamental memories, you see that the avatar of him ages up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
So
after
when I'm done, I don't know what to do.
well, after an hour or so of doing that, Gruck will take the helmet off of your head. It's sort of at like a key pivotal moment where you're like, Eric, you're okay, and then you disappear.
Oh, that's good for him.
As Gruck takes the helmet off, he's like, well, how'd you do?
Ursa will immediately look at Alara.
How did it go in there?
Do you have something to tell me, sister?
Not that I can think of. Why? What did you see?
Nothing comes to your mind when you think of Eric.
I think you just went in there to help him and then you came out angry, so I'm not sure what happened.
Did he reach out to you when we were leaving? Did you know he was alive?
Ursa, if I'd known he was alive, obviously, I would have helped him.
Make a will save.
Would
for me,
you have? Oh, God.
Will save?
Yeah, make a will save for me, Alara.
Okay. I got a good brain here, so 30.
That's a good brain. You feel Astaria looking at you, trying to read your mind, but you are able to keep her out.
Astaria, if you don't mind giving me some privacy, please.
Privacy.
Good morning.
If you...
I don't know that you would have told me, Alara.
Of course I would. You were in love with him. It was obvious from the moment you two met.
But you never seemed to like him. You never seemed to be able to get past the moment that somebody else could love me.
That's not... No, I didn't... No, that's not how I felt.
Is it?
It's... So this is me you're talking to. We've been together for years, dealing with our own dangers and everything together. I mean, you can trust me.
Yes, by ourselves. The way that you wanted it.
Of course, that's not what I wanted. It's just what it was, and we dealt with it as we could.
Sure we did.
Yes, we did. I'm sure you have more interesting things to deal with. I mean, did you help fix Eric's mind? I mean, what did you see in there that's making you act like this?
He told me that when we were trying to escape our aunt's clutches, when we failed, he was still alive. And when we were leaving, your minds connected and he told you that he was alive, but you never told me. You let me believe he was dead. And you let me leave him there. And now look what he is.
Importantly, he is still not conscious.
He thought I left him. Willingly.
But you fixed him, so even if that were true...
He cannot be fixed.
You were just in there. Is that not what
I
you were
might
doing?
have made him slightly better. But he's not fixed. He never will be.
This is all entirely a moot point. I mean, you've got your Eric back. You've got him repaired. What more could you want right now?
I want you to leave me alone for a while.
So come on, don't be like that.
Ursa, what is Eric on right now? Like, is he in a seat?
He's on a big silver table.
She will go over to him and just sit next to him and sort of like turn her back to the group so that she is with him and only him, pretty much.
And Alara is just staring at, I guess, the back of his head.
Gruck is loudly clearing his throat.
Well, I'm sure whatever you saw, whatever you think, you'll realize it's not the truth eventually. If you need some space, fine. I'm just going to go step outside and get some air. Some sewer air, but it's fine.
Ursa does not respond.
Alara will do the dumb thing and look at the rest of the crew instead of just leaving.
Agris is already walking over the door to open it, so you can leave.
Chimera's like, it seems you are having a disagreement.
Curious.
Curious.
I see how it is. I'll just stand here and you do my dialogue.
Aylin's gonna cross her arms and cross her chest and look at you, kind of in a very sad, but also very angry look, and go, "We may not agree with each other all the time." And she's like she taps her arm. "But one thing we do is at least communicate."
Oh, shit. Aylin's siding with Ursa.
Alara is just... She really clearly on her face does not have a good response to that. So she will again mutter something about getting some fresh air and step out of the treehouse.
Given the malleability of the psychic landscape, are we sure that we wish to be making weighty decisions based on perceived truths as projected? Is there not room for deception in such encounters?
We think there is at least something there that she is not saying. So at the very least, there is something.
Gruck's
How
like,
much of
maybe
it?
we should ask a different psychic, because the one that has like the brain expertise is like everybody's mad at her now. So like,
Captain, is your friend still available to help?
In theory, shit's kind of got sideways since last I spoke with her, but I can try reaching out, see if she's still safe for one. It's safe for us to meet up.
do you want one of us?
Yeah.
And he sort of gestures to Agris out the window and himself. Do you want one of us to try to make contact since you guys are worth so much money now?
You have been getting communications from above?
I'm always getting communications from above.
You're already
If you-
pretty. You're in pretty deep already. I don't know. Don't want you to put you in a rock and a hard place any more than you already have.
Look, the big guy is the hard place right now, right? And if helping Agris be with the lady he likes is all I need to do, then I guess I'm an accomplice to Public Enemy #1.
But there are 8 of us. 7 of us.
I don't know how it works.
Because we need to do that. We need to follow up on the last place we know where Daedalus was before we went sideways.
How did it go with Daedalus? Did you guys kill him?
That is yet
Answer
to be
hazy.
determined.
Yeah. Answer hazy. Try again later.
If he didn't get a body, that means he's not dead.
He almost got like a few bodies of his own though. So we didn't hang around to find out. We dropped him in the drink and left.
God, you're such a pirate.
Flynn just kind of shrugs like, and yeah, if you could follow up, and if you're willing to offer, then by all means, if you're willing to see if she can, if her contact's available, and I'll give him a card with her address and her name on it, so he knows where to find her.
Yeah, that way I can help describe the machine I built down here. See if it's something that may be useful to do. I'll be back in a little while. I'm gonna go check on her.
And then we can. And I'm looking at the rest of the crew that's still here. Do we want to follow up on any leads we might find at Deb's? It's the last place we know where Daedalus was. Well, still being Daedalus.
We still have the armor. We still have the memory. Yes, Chimera? The
That
helmet?
is correct.
So that's at least a place to start. But we don't know if leaving is a good thing right at this moment in time. We could stay here if you and Chimera want to follow up on Debs.
Is that wise, Mr. Salem?
No, more than likely not, but someone has to stay here. And we are oddly, uniquely suited to the task.
There are other Chimera units in Starhaven, right? That we've seen that are active, or
I don't think it was active, was it? It was like
Nope.
It was able to communicate, but still like unformed.
Yep, it was in rock form. There's a boulder back at Aelin's apartment.
so. Look over at Chimera. Could you look a little less Chimera?
Indeed. And I will crank up the old shapeshift to.
I'm going to give you a hero point, Chimera.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
You assume you shapeshift, assuming a form that is a disguise. It is a human form, and he looks a lot like Hatrack or Agent Jones.
Oh, man.
Not identical, but there is some sort of familiar resemblance.
Oh, no.
Tonight we learned Jonesy has no poker face.
My question is, why did Kevin get the hero point and not me? Whatever. It obviously was a dig at me, so fine. Whatever.
I'll give
But
you
he's
both a hero
using
point.
he's using me to dig at you, so therefore I am being abused where you're just suffering. No, I guess you get one too. Just when I said it out loud, I realized you deserve one too.
So
Yeah, he
So
might be
we'll
a cousin or a younger brother, or he definitely, whatever form this is, looks very similar to Hatrack, and it doesn't look like somebody that you've seen in passing.
So I'm going to take a just gonna sigh. And I'm going to go rooting around for anything I can use, and I would like to attempt to throw together some disguise that isn't me wearing a flamboyant fabulous hat and fabulous cape, which will hurt me to my soul, but needs to be done.
Well, you have a couple of options. You won't fit in anything
Thank
that
you,
is
Wiggy.
Gruck's size down here, but you could try to take some of Ogress's Europa Light and Sewer clothing and try to bunch it up and clothespin it. Or you could take Eric's clothes.
No. Isn't he dressed as Farside royalty? Or like guard, I mean?
He is dressed like a guard.
If you need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab some of like a vest or something from the boys, and pass off as one of the workers, as opposed to the guard stuff. I think would draw too much attention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just a high vis vest, some rope of light and sewer badges. You can find a utility belt that you could put on that's got tools on it. You can find a hard hat so you still have a hat on. If you want one.
Yeah, and tuck the ears, that kind of stuff. So I can make a deception check if I need to, if you're running into anyone.
Yeah, if you run into anyone, we'll go for that.
So.
And Chimera, your shapeshifting will allow you to make clothes if you want to.
Yes.
And the two of you head up to go surface side to go to Deb's house. Or Deb's bar. Ursa Astaria will come over and sit next to you.
Great.
Maybe tonight's episode should have been called When Love and Hate Collide.
And she sort of just quietly looks at you and says, I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Thank you.
It's none of my business, but I don't think that she hid the information from you out of maliciousness.
How would you know?
Because she thinks like I do. And you think like
so
I
I
do.
can't trust either of you then.
I think after everything that we've gone through collectively, I think trust is probably something that should come in short supply. Especially things that come out of our brains. Because our aunt is a very powerful monster. And I don't think she's done with us. Not by a long shot. But I felt you fight her in there.
You felt it?
Through our connection.
Ah. Well, if it's worth anything, if we did have the same experiences that I remember growing up, I'm sorry that you had to go through all of that.
I'm just glad you had Eric. And I'm sorry for anything I was forced to do.
Indeed.
I never had an Eric before. And I didn't have an Alara either. But now there's 3 of us, and I think we need to stick together. At least until we kill her.
Kill who?
Lady Lunar.
Oh.
Alara!
I mean, the mood hearse isn't no.
I was like, what? Anyway. Laura and I always come back to each other. I just need a second.
Do you want to be there when I go in there with Eric?
I don't know that there's enough helmets.
There is. Greg made another one.
We installed the player too.
If you don't mind, yes, I would love to go.
No, I don't mind at all, and I think it would be better for Eric if you were there.
Okay.
He cares about you very much.
So when you were growing up, you didn't have an Eric?
I didn't have anyone. I had my mother, but when I was 12 years old, Aunt Celine came and killed everyone, except for me. And then she locked me in a cryo chamber and kept me there for decades. For a little while I tried to escape, but I was never able to. And I think after so many failed attempts, I think that's when she made the two of you.
Well,
But you managed to
the two
escape.
of us will be her downfall.
I know you will be. You two got away.
We were fortunate to have each other.
And she'll go over across the way and she'll put the helmet on and she'll nod to you, and the three of you can all go into Eric's brain and go do brain things.
Great, can't wait.
Aelin, is there anything you're doing?
Aelin is basically being there for the two of them, and then if they go to get the helmets on to go into the virtual reality device, she'll go check out Alara and step out of the area where the treehouse is and go, well, you did say it was sewer air, but we think you might want to come back inside now.
You sure everything's okay in there? Because
No.
I need to wait.
No, things will not be okay in there for quite some time. But you staying out here will lengthen the amount of time that things are not okay. Come on. She is your sister, yes?
Indeed, she is.
Wow.
Yes. And as Alara turns to face Aelin, you can probably see signs on her face that she's been crying, but her posture will be like she's clearly attempting to hold a confident pose, somewhat.
We know from experience that it is not always good to be the strong one. Sometimes you have to let the others be that for you.
It always had to be me,
Because you couldn't share, because you didn't want to share, or because you thought that something made you more responsible. You never asked, we think. We kind of know how that is. Yeah, we don't ask for permission very often in here. Shush you. We think.
No, I never asked. I suppose I didn't think I needed to.
Maybe that's the problem with those that can read others' minds. They forget how to use their words. Come on. You have a paramour who doesn't want to let you sit out here much longer.
Aelin, despite how brilliant Chimera is, I think you might be the smart one here. And she'll walk back in.
Excellent. Where you do see that Ursa and Astaria have the helmets on, and they are currently in the psychoscape of Eric. Meanwhile, above ground, Chimera and Flynn, will you both give me a stealth check to get across town?
Oh no, my shapeshift franks are busy.
I will give you the +10 bonus for being a human instead of a Chimera monster right now.
Monster?
He is not a monster.
Hey, that's GM bias right there. That's definitely GM bias.
Whoa.
Well, I'll take your 10 bonus because that roll sucked. That's a 25 with the bonus.
That's a 30 without the bonus.
Excellent.
Oh.
Dunk on him,
Show
Flynn.
off tonight.
I can't do much better than that.
Well,
Slim is showing off.
so the two of you will successfully make it across, up out of the sewer and into the draft snarl proper, making your way towards Deb. Are you guys chatting about anything on your way? I know it's a
I
silly
assume
question.
Chimera will awkwardly attempt to mimic human chatter, which would probably be less helpful as a disguise because it's not what he does. But so he will ramble inane things, thinking that he's making small talk, and Flynn is probably just more annoyed by every passing block.
I want to know what Chimera's idea of small talk is.
How about that sports ball?
Did you
The
notice the
thing.
weather patterns yesterday? Were they not quite intriguing? I believe the temperature gradient is down by 2% today.
Wow.
Does this coat make it seem as though my body mass index has increased significantly?
And Flynn is unusually quiet.
Yeah, Flynn, there's something about this human form. It strikes you every time you see him.
And
You might have to give Jonesy another hero point.
the inane chatter is just like, nope, not going to, nope, not even dealing with, nope.
I'm deflecting, not dealing with this. Excellent. After a little bit, you guys do arrive at Deb's, where sure enough you see the same Drick Space Goblin standing as the bouncer out front. He does look like he is taking note of people who are coming up to the bar and saying, sorry, bar's closed for tonight. There's a curfew or whatever, and they already came around here once looking to make sure we weren't staying open anyway. And some people will disappear away, disheartened at hearing this news.
Well, in between the walls of people being ushered out, we will make our way out of one of the side alleys and beeline for the door.
Awesome. When you arrive at the door, he says, do I know you fellas?
Can I fish out some credits? You go, no, you don't, and place them in the palm of his hand.
Ah, that's right. I've never seen you before in my life.
Exactly.
I actually didn't see you today, either. But that
I
is
will
the
give him some
password.
more credits. I will give him some more credits and say, perhaps you should seek an ocular physician to deal with these matters.
Oh, you got a wise guy friend, huh?
That's a hero point.
I'm actually going to give everybody a hero point.
Holy shit. Kevin's on the roll.
Call him butter because he's on a roll.
Wow.
Ow, my eye sockets.
God.
And the bartender will sort of usher you in. And somebody sees that, and he's like, they're here to inspect the pipes. They're with the plumbing. We're still closed. And he slams the door in their face.
It's the plumber. He's coming to fix the sink.
Suspicious.
It's a me, Mario.
But yeah, the place is it is much less lively than it was last time you were here. You do see Deb standing on the bar. She's not wearing her red sequin dress or the blonde Marilyn Monroe wig. She's currently bald, except for a few scrappily little silver hairs up out of her little leathery skin. And she is dressed in a pink fuzzy bathrobe. And she is leaning against the bar with a very large cup that she is drinking from, seemingly in despair.
I will make my way over to the bar.
She looks up, and you did get a 30 on your stealth check, so I'm going to say that she doesn't know who you are. She looks up and she says, "Oh, are you interested in the house special?"
I'm interested in more information. Clink, 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 clink. Down with the credits.
What do you want to know?
Chimera
sewer
will
guy?
blink multiple times instead of blinking because he doesn't get that.
She kind of looks at Chimera doing that. Looks at you. Says, "You guys with Aegis?
No, not in the slightest.
Your buddy's got a cop face."
Could you elaborate on that statement? I do not understand.
You look like a narc.
He's not.
I
Trust
assure
me.
you, I will tell no one. I am merely here to assist.
Well, what do you want to know about, handsomes? And she takes the credits and slides them underneath the bar.
I know that before everything went sideways, the last place anyone saw Daedalus behaving like himself was here that night.
How do you know about that?
I saw it with my own two eyes.
Well, yeah, Daedalus does like to hang out here when he's not ruling over the city, or being captured by ancient mummies, or on Earth doing superhero stuff or whatever. He was here the other night, and he left with one of our regulars. Mr. Cornu. He's a professor of history at place, the Iapix Academy.
And when you know everything you know about this gentleman.
She will.
Assuming you want to be back open for normal business hours and not having to work, well, a whole bunch of Earth vendor cops overacting.
Yeah, those Earth cops are bad for business. And she looks at the human you're with.
Yes, fortunately, we have no Earth cops present, so everyone should be at ease.
You see, he says stuff like that, and I feel like he's a cop.
He's the farthest thing from the cop.
Well,
That is a true fact.
Dr. Cornu is he's a lore historian who came to Starhaven after his planet was taken over by the Stellar Imperium. And he found a job as a history professor at the academy. The Iapix Academy is, well, it's sort of like what Earthlings call a high school. For a bunch of the orphan students here on Starhaven. As far as I know, he's been teaching there since the city opened about 3 or 4 months ago. He's quiet. He comes in here. He pays his tab and he leaves. He's never caused any trouble for anybody, as far as I know.
GM question: didn't we see some footage that kind of indicated some stuff that went sideways after Daedalus left here?
Yeah, you did see Valerius walk him into the back room, and then he came back and spoke the command phrase for Daedalus's armor and got in it and flew away.
So my question is, how did he get from talking to your friend? I have a question. So how did he get from talking to your friend to being mind whammied by Valerius?
I don't think Valerius has the ability to wine bammy anybody, but he is a lore, so those folks have that capability. Some of them. But it's Daedalus we're talking about, right? Like, that's crazy.
Do I know, as a preserver artifact, is the lore propensity for psionics higher than Earth human or about the same?
Much higher than Earth human. Probably 1 in every 100,000 lore, something like that.
Don't they like have psychic hounds and stuff?
Yeah, they've got psychic cops and stuff like that. It's a little more common than it is for Farsighters, but it's less common than it is in the Stellar Imperium. She says that they were having a nice conversation and then they left.
So you saw them leave together.
Yes, at the front door.
And has anyone have regulars laid eyes on the professor since then?
No, nobody's seen him. But it's only been a couple of days and things have been sort of nuts. She sort of gestures around.
Question for the GM.
Mm-hmm.
For Hero Point, can I get the advantage connected?
Yeah, of course you can.
And see if I can buzz up an old flame that's still speaking to me that works at the school.
Okay.
And see if they can tell me anything else about if they've seen him or if they have contact with him or anything about the professor.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. I think it's investigation for connected. Or is it persuasion? Let me double check.
I'm getting to the Hero Point while I'm doing that. So
one of them is persuasion, one of them is connected. Or one of them is investigation. Connected and contacts are the advantages I'm thinking of. Connected, 134. Connected is a persuasion check.
Sweet.
That's where people can give you advice, information, or do it or perform a favor for you.
That's one I had that doesn't suck, so I'm glad. 19.
So you call out to your contact, who is one of the we would call it an English professor, but the Galactic Basic teachers at the IAPEX Academy. And she says, yes, I know Valerius. He's a history professor here. Kind of quiet, though. Keeps to himself. And she will also say, I don't know for sure that he is a lore. He doesn't seem to know a whole lot about lore history. He seems to know a lot about Earth, though.
Anything else we know about him? Like, has anyone seen him recently? Has anyone been in contact with him? Does anyone know how to reach out to him to see if he's okay? Given everything.
He does have a phone number here in the directory for a smart comm device, but he didn't check in for work yesterday, and we haven't seen him since a couple days ago when he said he was heading down to Deb's for a drink.
Well, can I also huge favor, but I think he might be in trouble, and I definitely don't want to see anything happen to any of your colleagues.
Anyway, you know what? He just walked in. Do you want to talk to him?
Well, I'm glad he's okay. Yeah, well, maybe we'll swing by and speak with him, catch up with him in person. So
I can put him on the
Yeah.
phone if you want.
that's fine. I'm sure he's got a lot of work to catch into. So I'll catch up with him in a bit.
Okay. What's this person's name, Flynn?
Marissa.
Marissa, the English teacher. You dog. Excellent. She'll say, yeah, school's open for another 2 or 3 hours, so if you head over, I'm sure he'll be here. And she'll give you his
Yeah,
office.
I don't want to bug him, but he's probably prepping for class or something, so I'll catch up with him after that. So
Excellent. And she'll say, you could call me some other time, not asking for favors,
yeah, it's just, well, obviously things have been kind of crazy with everything. So hopefully that will calm down and free up my schedule some for you.
That's what you said last time I said we should hang out again.
Yikes.
Well, we should definitely do that. Gotta run. I will keep in touch and I will speak with you soon.
I'll see you soon. And she hangs up.
Make a note on the phone to make sure I send her chocolates or flowers or something.
Moonflowers.
Leave that woman alone.
What?
Oh, that's the romantic song in Flynn's book. Stop dragging my heart around. Is there anything else Chimera or Flynn would like to look at Debs before we head to break?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, with that, I think that's probably a good place for us to go ahead and hop over to our quick break real quick. We're going to get up, stretch our legs, grab a drink, grab a snack, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Everybody, we'll see you in a little bit.